Hey everyone, welcome back. The newest COM patch update is finally here. And honestly, this might be one of the biggest Season 3 updates we've gotten so far, because the new Hall of Blood Rift is officially live, along with new Mythic progression, stronger Rift rewards, new second-class enhancement materials, and a much higher entry requirement. And after reading the full patch notes, I honestly think this update could completely change the current Season 3 farming meta. Let's break everything down. Hall of Blood Rift. So first, the biggest update is obviously the new Rift, Hall of Blood. This is basically an advanced Rift zone designed for high-level players. And right away, you can already see this Rift is targeting endgame players only, because the requirements are level 100 and 180,000 combat power. That is a massive jump compared to older Rift requirements, meaning this content is clearly designed for hardcore grinders, top guilds, and players pushing Season 3 rankings seriously. And honestly, that changes the ecosystem a lot, because now progression is becoming more exclusive. Hanayel Boss. The new Rift boss is Hanayel, and this boss is very important because it drops materials needed for the new Mythic progression system. But here's the interesting part. The Schultz ranking points from Hanayel are actually pretty high. Rank 1 gives 741 points. Even lower ranks still give decent rewards. So now players are probably going to optimize guild coordination, boss timing, and Rift rotations even harder than before. And honestly, this could make competition much more intense, especially for crowded servers. Biggest issue right now. But here's something the community is already starting to notice. The new Hall of Blood only has one highly contested boss area, and we already saw problems before with overloaded channels, full Rift rooms, and possible bot farming issues. Now imagine that situation, but with better rewards. That's where things could become chaotic, because if the rooms instantly fill again, many real players may lose opportunities daily. And honestly, I think this update might force the developers to eventually raise requirements further, improve channel systems, or adjust Rift accessibility later, because competition is about to become crazy. New Mythic equipment. Now let's talk about the new Mythic equipment. This update adds a completely new Mythic progression path, and the material requirements are insane. Some equipment needs hundreds of Rift materials, Essence of Hanayel, and large amounts of Shining Glimpse items, which tells me one thing. The developers want this to become a long-term grind system. This isn't equipment players finish in 1 week. This is designed to keep whales, grinders, and hardcore guilds active for a very long time. And honestly, that could be important for the ecosystem economy too, because longer grinds usually mean higher demand, more farming, more player retention, and more resource circulation. To ND class impact. Another very important detail. Hall of Blood. Materials can also be exchanged for skill option enhancement scrolls. And these scrolls are specifically for second-class advancement skills, meaning the developers are now directly connecting Rift grinding, class progression, and endgame power scaling together. So if you're serious about maximizing your second class, this Rift may become mandatory content later. Tokenomics and ecosystem. Now this is where things become really interesting, because every major progression system affects player behavior, and player behavior affects the ecosystem. More grinding usually means more competition, more resource demand, more market movement, and potentially more Schultz activity, especially if players start rushing progression before future updates. And honestly, I think COM is slowly shifting toward a much more hardcore ecosystem structure now. Season 3 doesn't feel casual anymore. It feels competitive. Overall, Hall of Blood might become one of the most important updates of Season 3, not just because of the rewards, but because it changes progression, competition, guild strategy, and possibly even the ecosystem economy itself. But now I want to ask you guys, do you think the 180k combat power requirement is fair? Or should the developers increase it even higher to reduce bot problems and overcrowding? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Seal M Season 3 guides and ecosystem discussions. Good luck grinding, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.